full-time whistle has just gone here at Twickenham. I don't want to spoil it for you if you don't know the result, so please look away if you don't. Yeah, you might be able to tell from the tone of the music here. In fact, I hope I don't get a copyright strike on the channel for this. It's properly loud here at Allianz Stadium. Hold on a minute, a little bit of business to attend to. Bernsey, have a good one, mate. How do you feel?
Here we go. How do I feel? Well, my parents are Irish, so, you know, nervous after their foul, but I reckon England deserved it, didn't they?
16-15 it finished. So nice one, mate. I'll see you soon. See you in a bit. Oh, my goodness me. Oh, I don't know what to say. What a bonkers match in a lot of respects. Atmosphere at the end, absolutely electric again. I'm going to be honest, there were times where Twickenham resembled us a bit of a library at times. There were people in the first 15 minutes just having a chat because the rugby was not compelling at all. But there was drama, and do you know what? I sense, just from WhatsApp groups that I'm in, from comments I'm having with people around me, a bit of negativity. England fans, take the win. Take the win and grab hold of it and be happy for it. That is the first win for England against Scotland in 5 years. And England had only won before today one of the previous 7 matches. So I am taking it. I am very, very happy with the win. 16-15, they all count. The record books will say England, a big fat W next to it, and I will take it. How will Scotland be feeling after that? Probably as relieved as I am as an England fan. Scotland will be frustrated as hell. England did their best to mess it up at the end. Scotland did their fair share of that in the game. Low quality, high tension. That's probably how I'd summarise that game. Deary me, let me know what you think. These are my thoughts, just immediate thoughts. Full-time whistle has just blown to the point that the players are still just clapping each other off the pitch, forming a tunnel at halfway. Scotland clapping off their England counterparts who will be lifting the Calcutta Cup for the first time in a long time. So the game's just finished. These are my immediate thoughts. Let me know yours, please, in the comments down below. What are you saying about that? Thoughts, rants, raves. I'm sure there'll be lots. Hit subscribe on the channel as well. Give the video a thumbs up. Deary me. What a dramatic day of rugby. Six Nations wins are tough to get. England have got 2 on the bounce. And I'll take it. England are still in contention for the championship. And do you know what? Today was a massive game for both head coaches. And I think that tension, you felt that translate onto the pitch. There felt like there were nerves there. For Steve Borthwick, England lose and that France win counts for absolutely nothing. But they ground it out again. So, I mean, that's all you can do. England scored 1 try. 1 try. Scotland scored 3 tries and still lost the game. And Gregor Townsend, well, yeah, again, on the one hand, you look at that and you go, well, Scotland created 3 tries and they lost. Do you put that down to Gregor Townsend? On the flip side, talking about the story of this game, both head coaches, pressure comes on whichever one loses, and I think pressure's on Gregor Townsend. I think we've just seen Warren Gatland go. I think there will be Scotland fans saying Gregor's taken Scotland as far as he can. Is that a fair comment? Is that what you see from the team? I thought Scotland should have scored more points than 15. And you could argue should have won the game. But on the flip side, just to flip that back to England for a second. Oh, it's Marrow picking up the Calcutta Cup. From an England perspective, what was the issue in November for England? Defence was absolutely shot to bits. Complete mess. England were getting carved open. And yeah, they conceded 3 tries today. And Scotland were finding holes. Probably should have converted again at least once. But England's defence looked much, much better. And the game was won ultimately on England's defence. 2 defensive sets in the second half. Scotland got very close and England pushed them out of their own 22, 1 penalties. And it was from the defences that they repelled that they picked up the 3 points that ultimately won England the game. I mean, just on that, the breakdown was an absolute mess in that game today. I've got no idea. I was watching it in the ground. Quite often you get a better view on the television, so You tell me if I'm on the money here or not. It didn't seem to me like the referee really got a grip on that match at all. Scotland certainly got on his wrong side in the second half. Jamie Ritchie, though, looked like he had an absolute blinder with some of the turnovers he managed to win. And they almost did to England what England almost, or tried to do to Ireland in Dublin, with the double jackal threat at the breakdown. And England's ball was slow, ponderous, and it was also just a total mess on both sides. I didn't think the referee helped the game flow whatsoever. Also, was England's first try grounded properly? Just a little question I'll put out there. No, let's not focus on that. Don't need to focus on that. Where do I go from that? Huge defence from England. Attack did not look together, but they are celebrating. They're sat there around a little board saying Calcutta Cup winners, England. And they've had to watch Scotland lifting that trophy and parading it around this stadium their last couple of visits and the last 4 years overall. So that will feel pretty sweet. And again, with that being the context, look at Ireland earlier, didn't play their best, but they'll feel happy to have come away with a win and still be in contention for a Grand Slam. Take the wins. It's hard to win in the Six Nations. I'd say the story of the game, especially in that first half, Scotland completely superior, but just did not make their chances count, did not deliver. Partly England's defence, partly just some shocking decisions, some nuts line-outs, some stupid brain fart moments from Scotland, and it still went down to the wire. I mean, I've just seen it say that Duhan van der Merwe got player of the match. Is that right? I mean, on the one hand, I go, it's good that a player on a losing team gets a man of the match award. But I personally actually thought Maro Itoje had a really, really big game. I might have given it to him. I thought Finn Smith was decent as well. I think when you watch that game back a second time, I think it'll show more kindly for England. They ground it out and won. That's ultimately all that matters. But let me go through some general thoughts I've got. There was a point in the game when England's fans were booing England for box kicking. The flip side to that is that when England actually tried to attack, they didn't look very good. And actually their best moments came from trying to get a little bit of territory. I mean, I'm sat at this end of the stadium where the Scotland players are just walking down. There's a lot of Scotland fans in Twickenham today. A lot of fans in. And they're great value, actually, I've got to say, the Scotland fans. And they'll be drinking. You'll never know out in the bars after the game whether they've won or lost. They'll be having fun just the same. But I hardly saw the ball down this end of the ground in the first half. And this was the try line that England were attacking. Hardly saw any rugby down here. Scotland had all of the territory and just did not make their chances count. They were finding edges, and I thought tactically they played it really, really well. They isolated Marcus Smith and Finn Smith in the backfield. They were playing Duhan van der Merwe at basically outside centre a lot. They were getting him mismatched, running at Alex Mitchell on the outside. Alex Mitchell had to tackle him about 5 times, or try to tackle him a lot. So I thought Scotland kind of got their game plan on the money, except for not finishing. I thought England dug really, really deep in that first half to keep Scotland to just 2 tries, and they didn't get any territory in the first half. But then they controlled the game, and with very little in the second half, was it 3 penalties second half? Yeah, dearie me. I'm spent. I'm absolutely spent after that. It's properly loud in here. I can hardly hear myself think. What would I say? Execution. I mean, there was one nuts moment. Finn Smith missed his kick to touch. Henry Slade completely botched his return kick to touch. It was like which team was going to make the fewest mistakes was going to win, and ultimately that was England. I thought Tommy Freeman was actually really good today. There were times when he made brilliant reads in defence, shot out and bit in and hit his man and took man and ball. I thought England lacked a bit of ambition on some of their transitions. They would get turnover ball. The whole point of having Marcus Smith in the backfield is you can counter-attack. And I thought there were times when England didn't. There were times when I thought Blair Kinghorn looked like the best fullback in the world, and times where he looked like he'd never played that position before. Duhan van der Merwe is an absolute menace. Ollie Lawrence can do some incredible things and look awful at times. Crazy offload attempts at the end of the first half. But it was a tight game. It was a tight game. It's a Six Nations match in the Calcutta Cup. 1 point, 20 points, doesn't matter. The history book will show England won it. But they bounced, they backed up France. Scotland, did they do enough to win? I don't know. I'm so confused about what to read into that game. I'm going to read the comments as much as anything to make sense of it, because my brain's fried after watching it. So I will bow to your better wisdom, get involved in the comments. I'm going to go out and speak to some fans, and then I'm going to maybe have a bit more reflection in the cold light of day after my heart rate has come down. What's it on right now? Oh, that doesn't seem too bad, 74. I thought it feels like it's about 120. Emptying out pretty quick here. Right, these are. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I've watched 2 mad games of rugby. I need to get a brew or a beer, actually, more's the point. And I'll be back on with more on the channel in a little bit. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Matt, right. I love the Six Nations. I don't quite know what I've just watched. Let me know what you think.